Alrighty, fellas, yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome back to another PokeMMO. My camera! Wait a minute. Full-time stream, by the way. Welcome back to another PokeMMO stream recap. There you are. How are we doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening inside the PokeMMO community? Daily tips, tricks, information, and every single bit of PokeMMO news is always covered in these day-to-day stream recaps, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a lot of catch events, a ton of catch events to cover today. Let me tell you that now. People always ask, how many catch events happen every single week, Patrouski? I would say about 3 catch events a week on average, and that's just the Western world. There's also Chinese catch events, which really matters for Australian players, obviously Chinese players, anybody who's on a different time zone or a different kind of schedule that wants to participate in catch events. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We have a lot of events covered today. Let's just get into it. On Wednesday, the 15th of October at 3 p.m. ET at Old Chateau in Sinnoh, there is a Rotom catching event and Ghastly. The strategy seems like it's going to be to lead with a timid synchronized Pokemon and quick ball every Ghastly along the way if you want your best chance at winning. Otherwise, you could also probably spore the Ghastly and then Pokeball it. I don't recommend like bringing for a shiny. I would bring a soak Smeargle, but I don't recommend soaking every Ghastly, false swiping it, and then sporing it. It's just going to take too much time in my opinion, but it depends on, to be fair, what spore plus what Pokeball combo you would use. I always recommend using a website called PokeMMO Hub. There's a website called PokeMMO Hub where you can use the catch calculator and figure out what combos are going to work for catch events. I've been using that a ton recently. There is a non-shiny Rotom prize for this, but Rotom is the most used Pokemon in PvP in PokeMMO in every tier. So just keep an eye out. Like in every tier, there's a useful Rotom form. Rotom Heat, Rotom Mow, Rotom Wash, Base Form Rotom. They're all good in their respective PvP tiers. Next up, the Pondered catch event, which does have a really, really good shiny prize. The Pondered catch event on Sunday, the 19th of October, 2025. At 2 p.m. ET, Route 9 in Unova. You can catch Pondered for a +5 bonus, Duosion, Garbodor, Liepard, and Minccino. And then nature bonus is +5 for Adamant. And then you have a shiny Pondered up for grabs with 2 moves, 3 slip IVs, 3 type 28. Does Bisharp have any egg moves? I always say if you ever win a catch event, it's really important to select any egg moves. When you have like the 2 moves or whatever you can select, Pursuit is actually an egg move. So that's something you might want to consider. I don't know if the other ones are going to matter, but you could always like teach over Pursuit if you don't need it anymore. But it's one of those things where, in my opinion, it's better to get it just in case you might need it, and then decide against it later on. That's the shiny Pondered. Next up, the Doduo catch event. Beep Beep is what this is named, which is a banger Roadrunner name for this catch event. Dude, Cosmooth has been putting in I was gonna say CM, but excuse me, Game Master. He's been putting in a ton of work into these catch events. Cosmooth has been hosting, posting, and putting in so much effort into these. So much love to him. It's really important. We go through these catch events every day, but even I don't always check the name to see who's putting in that work, and it's important to say like, thank you, and you're doing a great job. Wednesday, the 22nd of October at 1 p.m. ET at Route 18 in Kanto. You're gonna have 1 hour to catch as many Dodrio, Doduo, Rattata, and Raticate as possible with a +5 Jolly Nature bonus and a -3 for Naughty, and then a shiny Doduo up for grabs, which I think is a pretty underrated shiny, but that might be kind of a hot take. So a lot of good catch events. One more Western World catch event to cover that actually just got posted. This was like after stream yesterday, 19 hours ago. This got posted, and I thought this is the perfect follow-up. We just had the Petalburg Prison catch event. This is the Petalburg Prison Escape. Give me 1 second. The Petalburg Prison Escape on Sunday, the 26th of October. At 1 p.m. ET at Route 102 in Hoenn. We're gonna be catching Seedots, Ralts, Surskits, and Lotads. Nature bonuses, +3 for Milo, +3 for Lonely, +3 for Naughty, and +3 for Rash. A lot of all the mixed attacks essentially. And then a shiny Seedot. I love shiny Seedot, Nuzleaf, and Shiftry. All look very cool for different reasons in my personal opinion. Definitely check it out. Right now, you want to play catch events right now prior to event season. Get that free RP now, get the free shinies, you know, whatever it may be. Get these things now before the event season starts. You can use them in the event season. Also, so you don't have to worry about playing catch events during the event season. There will be some catch events that happen during event seasons, and honestly, it's a 50-50 coin flip. It's a good thing to talk about. Some people may want to go to catch events during event season because there will be less people there, because a lot of people will probably not go to them because they'll be busy grinding the event. So if you want to have a higher chance of winning, you might actually want to go to those catch events. But on the other hand, you probably also want to be playing the event. So it's something to keep an eye on during the event season when it does come out. Now, next up, on to Chinese catch events. These are the only differences. They're in a Chinese time zone. That's it. So don't think of these as anything crazy different. That's just because they're called Chinese catch events, right? Some people get really weird about that stuff like that. So this is a Chinese catch event. This is a Shelmet catch event. It's going to be on Friday, October 17th at 1600 Beijing time. You can Google 1600 Beijing time to my time zone and get a really accurate, easy peasy translation. Snowflake City in Unova. This is Icarus City. I didn't know this was the translation, but Icarus City, I believe is the only, I believe Icarus City is the only location where you can catch this fella. Keep in mind, the translations for these are really rough. It's just Google Images, or Google Translate, sorry. Google Chrome doing the best it can. Yeah, this should be Icarus City is the only spawn, the only place you can catch these. And it's just in the little water patch. I can actually show you guys in-game really quick. One sec. Where you find, so I shiny hunted Shelmet at one point. Really cool shiny to hunt for. But Seldor is a great shiny. It's in this little water pond right here. If you run back and forth here, you can actually find yourself some Shelmet encounters. There you go. Perfect. Paid actor Shelmet. Thank you so much, man. Anyways, so you have 1 hour to catch as many smallmouth snails or Shelmets as possible. And then first place prize, you can go for a shiny Shelmet or a shiny Exceldor. It's really important to pick the one that you actually want to keep because it's a trade evolution. And this prize is a gift Pokemon. So you cannot actually trade it. If you choose shiny Shelmet, you actually can never trade it and get it into a shiny Exceldor. So if you better want a shiny Shelmet if you do that. I think Exceldor is way cooler. I would go for Exceldor personally. I hunted shiny Exceldor. It's a beautiful shiny, a sticky hold shiny, really cool Pokemon, all that kind of things. 500 RP as well, split around for all the different positions. Next up, on the same vein as Shelmet, a Carablast / Escavalier catching event on Saturday, the October 24th, 1600 Beijing time. This is my first time covering these catch events, so I'll try to move things. I'll be a bit quicker in the future, but I'll take my time on the first time running through these. 1600 Beijing time at Route 6 in Unova. The easy translations, hell yeah. Gauge Worm. The Carablast is the Pokemon up for grabs. Shiny Carablast, Glitter Bug. Okay, now we're talking. Or Night Snail. Okay, Night Snail goes kind of hard. Shiny Carablast or shiny Escavalier is up for grabs in this catch event. Next up, another Dawn fan Chinese catch event on October 25th. That is Saturday, October 25th, 1600 Beijing time. Hoenn Hunting Zone. That's the Safari Zone. Safari Zone in Hoenn. You get yourself a little elephant, aka Fanpy. And there is a shiny glitter elephant, a shiny Fanpy, whoopsie, a shiny Fanpy, hold up, a shiny Fanpy up for grabs in this event if you are interested. All right, next up, I've been going through the Vanity Suggestion thread on the PokeMMO forums. This is a thread that has been around since 2013, maybe even 2012. It is a super old thread, okay? And there is some really cool stuff in here. Some really good memes, number one. Some actually really good Vanity Suggestions, number two. This is a post, for example, from December 30th, 2024. I'm going to slowly make my way through this thread and try to go through each suggestion that I think is pretty interesting. My dragon mount glitched, and it made me realize we need a broomstick mount next Halloween. It skews the paint skills. I think this is the perfect MS Paint. I think it should be implemented to look exactly like this, if I'm being honest with you. But I think a witch's broom mount, I think more mounts would be really cool. You do reach the element of like, I want the mounts to be, I'm cool with mounts. I actually love all types of different mounts in the game. I just want to make sure that the mounts are obtainable via cool things like sealed product, or even eventually, I love the idea of mounts being obtainable via like boss fights, raids, PVM, like things like that, versus just buying them from the gift shop. I don't really love gift shop mounts. It reminds me a lot of like World of Warcraft. I think there's a big problem over there. I really want as few mounts to be buyable in the gift shop as possible. But this is the perfect, not that this is happening here, I think this is the perfect example of a mount that could be available in the pumpkin goodie bag. I think this is totally based and perfect. There's a few other suggestions. Someone said gardening gloves. I mean, they look a little nothing to me, but like, I mean, more glove options would be nice in general, so I'm open to it, of course. This is a crazy hair slot. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can like zoom in on it a little bit. Not really. It's actually really small. Let me get a fuck it. We'll do it live. Let me get an image up on screen. One sec. I've been saying for a while that we just need more hairstyles in PokeMMO. Like anything and everything. Like I will like this. Why not, dude? Long hairstyles, short hairstyles. I personally think we need, like, it's one of the things we lack the most, I would argue, in Vanities, is a lack of hairstyles. I think this is super, super important. Would absolutely love to add this to the game. Would love to see that. Any sort of more hairstyles would be amazing. Next up, this was suggested a ton when Gen 9 released, but any sort of Miraidon or what's the other one called? The two legendary bike as Vanities. I mean, they look like perfect. Like whoever did the pixel art on this is insane. I don't know if it was this person or this person, Mustang. The pixel art on this, it's actually like scary. It almost feels like they should like hire them. Like, yeah, like this feels, yeah, why not? Why they not hire you already? I've seen some of your work. Yeah, this guy is really talented. I'd honestly love to look into to this guy's maybe profile and see what else he's making. Stuff like this, purple drip, some purple Riz, some purple drip long coat action. Why not? I think we just need more Vanities. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think we have that many Vanities in PokeMMO. I know we have like a fair bit. Like we probably have like 5 to 10 Vanities per event over the past few years. I would say we have less than 150 like interesting like event Vanities. Maybe I'm wrong on that guesstimate. We have more like in the Pokemon and stuff like that, but I'd love to see more Vanities. We need way more, in my opinion. I had not scrolled this far. This one's a little crazy. This one is not for me, but mad scientist type beat. Like there's a lot of cool stuff here. I'll be looking through this page, this thread more and more to look through like what people have suggested over the years and really honestly catch up, because I'm honestly behind on this and I'd love to explore more of it. Next up, one very quick, simple suggestion thread on the forums. Someone said this. I've never thought of this, but it makes perfect sense. Add the swarm category to the encounter counter. My suggestion is simple enough. If you could add the swarm as a category to the official encounter counter, I'd love if we could see the total amount of alphas, eggs, fossils that we've seen in total. It'd be really cool to see how many swarm Pokemon we've also encountered. I think this would really encourage people to go check swarms. I really like the idea of, I kind of read this one the first time, but I love the idea of, you guys disagree, I kind of wish Pokemon shinies that were caught via a swarm told me so in their summary page. Does that make sense? I don't know if I have a great example, but right now the only way to tell if something was caught via a swarm is by seeing like, oh, it was caught on Route 19 or whatever, some shit like that, and knowing that it can't spawn there. That's the only way to tell, and it's probably one of the things that I miss the most. It's probably one of the things, like when I'm rating a shiny, one of the things I lose track of and I forget or not notice the most is a lack of like whether it was a swarm shiny or not. So seeing like, oh, caught in a swarm, I think it'd be really cool, as opposed to like caught at Route 11 or whatever where it doesn't spawn, or caught at Route 19. I think saying met in a swarm would be really cool. Would make a cool little fix in the summary page, my personal opinion. That's the intro to today's stream recap, the tips, trick, conversation. If you have any questions, yeah, honey tree, someone in chat, I agree. Saying like caught in a honey tree would also be super cool. If you have any suggestions, any questions about PokeMMO, always stop by the live streams, guys. I love answering as many questions as possible. I love talking about the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the stream recap today. Do prices change much during the periods between events, between like mid-November to December, after Christmas to Lunar New Year event? I'm prepped for Halloween, but I'm missing some Pokemon used in the previous Christmas and Lunar New Year event. Wow. Good question. So I think, great question. If you are running out of time and you just want to make sure you're prepared for the Halloween event now, awesome, based. And then if you need to, let's say you need a little bit of time in November, right between the Christmas and Halloween event, I see what you're saying, to get the final few mons for Lunar New Year and Christmas. I think it's a bit tough. So the prices for breeders probably down because no one's doing it during Halloween. I'm actually not. It depends. It's going to depend on the egg group. It's going to depend on the Pokemon, and it's going to depend so much. It might be a little more expensive in November for you to get some mons, just because there's going to be so many more players playing the game. But it also depends on how many people open up mysterious balls and how much that floods the market. People are going to open the new mysterious balls, get good IV mons, and sell those off. So like, it's possible breeders drop of certain egg groups. It's possible that like, obviously we know that certain Pokemon go up in price. Things like Chandelure, things like Crocodile, Typhlosion. There's a lot of Pokemon that we know are used in the events that will just inherently usually go for price, at least to some extent, whether 10% or 50% or 100, whatever the percentage, or they probably will go up to some extent. But it's a great question. But that in between period, people are usually chilling out a fair bit. But some people are preparing, like you are, right? It's gonna depend. Really boring answer. It's gonna depend on the egg group, depend on the Pokemon, depend on the species. I think it's a fine thing. At the end of the day, you can only do so much preparation. I think that's a really important thing to tell people. You cannot prepare for everything. That's life, you know. At the end of the day, you gotta have some pure yen. Please, the best thing you can do, honestly, is have pure yen. To be able to be flexible during the event season. Keep some pure yen so you can buy any Pokemon you may need on the fly for like certain raids or things like that. You want to be able to have versatility to do whatever you need to do. It's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. This is a great new player question that I'm sure a lot of people are also asking. Should I skip the Halloween event because I completed 5 regions and I'm broke? No. Even if you are broke, there are things that you can do during the event that cost like 0 Pokeyen or very little Pokeyen. If you're broke, you can still go. Now, I would try to get what you want to do. You have 17 days to do this, so you have plenty of time. Get yourself, if you're like dead broke, you have almost nothing, okay? Go payday pickup, go farm something in the Safari Zone, do whatever base level Pokeyen making you can do from scratch, and get yourself a catching Breloom and a Jimmy Run team. And like a Typhlosion. If you just have a Jimmy Run team, a simple one like this, and when I say Jimmy Run team, I literally just mean like 2 Typhlosions, level 100, that are modest, mild, or rash nature, and have like 25 plus in attack and speed. These are the only 2 stats you need. You don't even need 31 like this. A choice, having at least 1 choice patch is very nice. If you can get yourself a catching Breloom and a Typhlosion, you can do the mini bosses, number 1. You can do all the swarms. That's like 2 activities right there. With 2 Pokemon, you can do 2 activities already. Boom, which is amazing. Now, if you can get a Chandelure and a Crocodile, so that's like what, 4 Pokemon? 4 Pokemon in total, and you can do 3 activities. I think probably more. We found like the beating up kids for their candy. You can do like 3 to 4. If you have 4 Pokemon, you can do like 3 to 4 activities in the event. You don't need like. Preparation is nice and preparation is important for like the super hardcore, like dedicated endgame players, yada yada yada. I've always said and I've always advocated the events in PokeMMO are very beginner friendly. I did a challenge last year making a million. I made a new account. This was during the Lunar New Year event, to be fair, which the Lunar New Year event is even more beginner friendly than the Halloween event. Keep that in mind. But I made a million Pokeyen in about 1 or 2 days on a new account because I made an account. I went and I played the Lunar New Year event and I just made a million Pokeyen. I think I made like 900k the first day and like the rest the second day. And that was only playing. I was limited myself only playing like 4 to 6 hours a day was the limit. I couldn't play any more than that as part of the challenge. So yeah, if you're a new player, please take advantage of the event. It's so good. It's so good for all types of players. Events in PokeMMO, in my opinion, are really good about having different tiers of activities. Like, oh, if you're new, you can go do the mini bosses or the beat up kids for their spooky candy. Or, if you're a medium level player, you can do the pumpkin boss. If you're an end game hardcore player, you can do the pumpkin hard mode. You could do, there's tiers and there's levels. There is something for everybody. I can't stress that enough. I'm so glad you asked us. I don't want new players to feel helpless or lost or feel like they can't do anything because they see players like me doing all this prep work for events. You can still do a ton, okay? Believe in you, believe in yourself. You can do it. There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of fun stuff you can do, and it's a blast. Definitely keep an eye out for the events no matter what kind of player you are. That's the beauty of it. This is a really good point. I think a clear guide for upcoming events could be nice. I've seen a few, but they always suggest so many Pokemon that I kind of lose track of who's the main focus and what's good to have. My guides, I'm probably guilty of that. I like to do a lot of like in-depth, like high detail, stuff. So I totally get that. I think, and I'll link you my 2025. If you haven't seen it, I do have a how to prepare for the event season in PokeMMO 2025, and it's timestamped. So if you want to like break things down into little sections, that is a huge goal, is to like go through the timestamps and like, it's like I have a time, like step 1 storylines, step 2 raid Pokemon. It is broken down by step, so you can just focus on stuff like that. However, when the event drops, the problem is everything's subject to change. We never know what's going to really happen or what's really going to stick. When the event drops, I will put out like small, simple guides like, hey, new player guide, here's how you go catch swarms and turn them in for mysterious balls, and you know, blah blah blah. There will be, if you want to make sure you're on top of that, so it's lame and boring, but it's true, subscribing and clicking the bell notification. You can even wait if you don't want to see I post videos every single day. If you don't want to see that, I totally get that. If you want to wait until October 30th, like only for the, I want people to use, the point of my channel is to be a valuable resource, not to like fucking milk you guys, okay? So if you want to wait until October 30th to subscribe and then ring the bell notification to only see like all the Halloween event stuff, and then unsubscribe or unring the bell after the event, I encourage the hell out of that. That's, use the resource, use that how you want, get the value out of it. That's what's really important to me. So I will be doing like small little sections, like here's how to farm mysterious balls, here's how to do raids to some extent. You kind of just do them, but I'll show you a video out of each raid, and I'll be showing you point by point when the event gets here, but we're gonna have to just wait for that, and it'll come when it comes. Great question. Is 100 mil for Vampire Fangs the actual price? Not, well, there was a time when they were worth that much, but they kind of went down recently. This is not the actual price. This feels overpriced. I would not, I mean, it's hard to tell. The problem with, so I'll tell you what I did. I bought a pair of these in the past year. When did I buy them? Maybe I bought a pair of these in the past 1 to 2 years for 25 mil, for reference, around 25 mil. So like, have they truly gone up that much in that amount of time? Probably not. I think some people are speculating on them. Someone talked about the possibility of Vampire Fangs getting changed in the upcoming Halloween event. So I think some people might be speculating on them, and that's happening to some extent. This says that they're actually like overpriced by 17%. You can actually tell on that. It's really hard to get an accurate price on items like this. I would say this is probably overpriced, but at the end of the day, it's supply and demand. So if someone really wanted Vampire Fangs and really wanted to buy them, there's so few of these in the game. There are so few Vampire Fangs that exist. It is a 2015 event, Vanity, an event that I actually played and was there for. And back when I tell the story of Vampire Fangs and Holly hair clips. Holly hair clips were 20k during the event. I used to own 3 Holly hair clips, and I opened so much product during the 2015 Christmas event, and I wanted the candy cane because the candy cane was like 15 to 30 mil during the event, and that was a lot. Like, that was, the candy cane was the first ever like item where it was like worth a lot during the event, and I spent like 8 mil to open a candy cane, and I didn't get it, and then I like sold everything, and I spent like 7 more mil. I liquidated everything trying to get the candy cane, never got it. What I did get was 3 Holly hair clips that were worth 20k a piece, and they were so cheap, they were so worth nothing, I didn't even bother liquidating them. That's how worthless this item used to be. I didn't even take the time to liquidate them. And then I quit the game after gambling all my money away like an absolute loser, like a turbo nerd gremlin. Came back to the game about a year later, and I saw Holly hair clips for like 100k, and I was like, wow, that's really good. Took another break from the game, came back like 2 or 3 years later. Now Holly hair clips were like 300k, and I was like, this shit vanity that was 20k is now 300k. I sold all 3 of mine for 300k a piece, made 900k profit, and I was super happy. Had about 1 million Pokeyen coming back into the game. Now they're worth 51 million. And not to like, it's like a shoulda, woulda, coulda situation. Not to be like, oh my god, I should have kept, like, I couldn't have known. I'm not gonna complain about that, but more so just to tell you guys the history and teach, like, these items are just rare and crazy and weird and wacky, and like most people that have them are AFK from the game, banned, you know, like not many of these survived for many reasons. Not many were opened. There was just way few players back in 2015 versus the current player count is so high for PokeMMO, you know. So a lot of history there, great question. Right, shout out to Fly Happy for this heads up. This is very, very cool. It's just a very small thing to, I think keeping tabs on any changes like this. This is how like desperate the PokeMMO players are, and I am for any sort of like, ooh, maybe Halloween is coming this year, but you know, it probably is. But they did change over on the PokeMMO official website. If you go to the download section, they added a Halloween image, guys. Absolute cinema Halloween event confirmed, true and real, unbelievably based. I mean, the event's probably coming, but I don't know, it gets me excited to see these little trickles of, you know, the vanity back in the gift shop, the Halloween image back on the downloads page. It just getting us in the Halloween spirit. I think it's cute. Alrighty, fellas, it is either time for your least favorite or most favorite part of the stream, depending on who you asked. It is time for MOVIETROUSKI, where I give my dumb layman takes on movies, okay? I've been really into movies in 2025. I've been watching about a movie a day, maybe even a movie and a half a day for a lot of times. I think I haven't watched a movie in like 2 days or though, so it's been like a little bit of a break, and some of these movies I watched like a week ago, so my memory might be a little hazy, but I'm gonna try to go and jump into it. I watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, just kind of like a horror movie throwaway type thing. I thought I read a book, or we used to like read a book around a campfire growing up, like of a similar name. I don't know if I'm just remembering incorrectly, but Scary Story, it sounds like I did read growing up. I'm not sure. I was disappointed by this movie. Some people really liked it. I thought it was a very forgettable, very throwaway horror movie to throw on in Halloween, and like not even in a great way. I would watch there was the Goosebumps movie. The Goosebumps movie existed. I think it's just a better version of this movie. I think this movie took itself too seriously, and it's not scary. It's not like, it might be a good, it's trying to be a kids horror movie, but it's like too scary for kids, but not scary at all enough for adults. But then also like I don't know who it's for. It's a very weird movie. The Goosebumps movie with Jack Black was actually like shockingly fun. I reviewed that last time. I would check it out as a good like holiday little movie. So Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I gave it a 2. Let me go check my specific review. I gave it a 3.9 out of 10. Called it a very forgettable horror movie, so my memory is kind of correct. Yeah, not an offensively bad watch, but just uninteresting, and sometimes that's honestly worse. It's something to throw on in October, I guess, but there's better options. Next up, Paul. Paul is a 2011 adventure comedy, which is kind of past like road trip comedy. It was kind of past the arc. Dude, if you watched movies back in like 1998 to 2006, you were there for the road trip comedy. Harold and Kumar, Without a Paddle, you know, there were so many. Road trip comedy was the formula, and I really liked it. They get old after a bit, don't get me, for sure, but like I love that style of stupid comedy, that style of dumb comedy, that style of road trip. It's a comfy, nostalgic, beautiful thing to me. Paul did it in 2011, so a little late, but I thought it was pretty fun. I ended up giving Paul a 7.4 out of 10. I love dumb adventure comedies. I'm super biased. I think Paul did shake things up a fair bit and did like make things interesting. It's what's their names? It's the guy who did Shaun of the Dead. It's Shaun of the Dead, Simon Pegg and is Nick Frost, and then Seth Rogen plays the alien, which is a good bit. It's a good. Bill Hader's in it. Kristen Wiig is in it. Love her. Jason Bateman's in it, but like not as much as I wish he was. It's a good. I think Paul is a fine adventure comedy. I gave it a 7.4 out of 10. If I was being more objective, if someone gave it like a 5 out of 10 or a 6, I could see it. It's not that crazy, but I enjoyed it, right? All right, next up, we got You're Next. Man, what a lame movie, in my opinion. A lot of people really liked this, and I was kind of shocked. I called You're Next. I gave it a 1.2 out of 10. I thought it was uninspired, uninteresting. It felt like a YouTube video horror movie. It's a lower budget one, but there are much better lower budget horror movies. And maybe after just watching Good Boy, like the new like low budget indie, like that was so good. This movie feels like worse. Have you ever seen Violent Night? Violent Night is a really dumb, good, like comedy horror, Christmas even. I really like Violent Night. Violent Night is a fun movie. It's very dumb. It's not like you're not going there to learn something, but Violent Night's really fun. I would love to watch it every year. Violent Night's very, very fun in my opinion. You're Next is like a terrible version of Violent Night. However, this movie came out like 10-11 years before Violent Night, so you gotta give it some respect for that. But I really did not enjoy this movie personally. I don't think it's bad. I just really did not jive with it. That's it. Really low rating, unfortunately. 1.2 out of 10. Next up, another, like, dude, I'm going against the grain, I guess. Like, so I like them, so I don't. Dude, I love The Woman in the Yard. I didn't watch this in theaters. This was in theaters this year. It's very new. This movie was not very well received. It has a 2.3 out of 5 average on Letterboxd. I loved this movie. It's very simple. It's nothing like crazy deep, but I think it's pretty beautiful. The Woman in the Dark is... I don't want to spoil too much of the problem. There's some semi-spoilers about like tone and underlying themes. I would just watch it blind. I gave this movie a 9.7 out of 10. I really liked Woman in the Yard. It's very simple at its core, but I thought it was really beautiful. I think it was really real. The acting performances were really fucking good. I think the biggest problem with Woman in the Yard is that it's not a horror movie. I think it advertised itself as a jump scare horror movie, and it is not that at all. It is a psychological thriller. This is a psychological thriller, largely about depression and mental health and things like that. And I thought it was done pretty well. They're not always done well, you know, but I thought it was a really earnest, really genuine, really like real portrayal of certain aspects of mental health. I thought it was really beautiful. I really liked Woman in the Yard. I think that's fair. Someone in chat said a pretty simple concept. For me, the characters were kind of hard to like and root for. I really liked the characters. I thought they were fucking real and genuine, and I've seen that kind of thing. Like, you know, I've been there, right? I get it. Versus like a movie family. I really liked it, but I get it. I understand, you know, no one's really a great character in the movie. I really liked it. Woman in the Yard. I give it a 9.7. I think it's one of the most underrated movies of 2025, and I'm sad I missed it in theaters, but also a lot of people don't seem to agree with me on it. So that's going to be a hit. I don't know if I should recommend that, you know. I would say watch it and you should watch it and give me your own take on it. I think that's really important. A lot of people love it. A lot of people who will love it who wouldn't have watched it, and a lot of people might hate it, you know, so it's just one of those things. Now, Moneyball is on here, not because I watched it recently, but because I liked it, because I love Moneyball. I've seen Moneyball probably 10 times. One of the most like rewatchable movies of all time, in my opinion. I just gave it a heart. It didn't have a heart for me on Letterboxd, and I was thinking about it, and I went to check it on Letterboxd, and it didn't have a heart, so I gave it a heart. That's it. That's why that's there. Moneyball is amazing. 10 out of 10 movie. Love Moneyball. Kung Fu Panda. I didn't watch it recently, as similar to Moneyball. I've watched it in the past, and I didn't have it rated on Letterboxd. I don't have a whole lot to say about Kung Fu Panda. I'm just not a Kung Fu Panda guy. For some reason, talk about not connected to the characters. And I should connect to, I don't know. I love Jack Black. I should love Kung Fu Panda. I'm a chubby guy, you know, who does Kung Fu. Like, what's going on here? I don't know why. I just don't connect with Kung Fu Panda. I don't know why. I wish I did. I wish I liked it. I don't. It's a 5 out of 10 for me. It's fine. The Uncharted movie. This is Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg. I don't know who else. Those are the two main characters. This movie started really strong. This movie started off really strong, and I was like, wow, this is like way better already than I was expecting. I was like super excited. I thought this movie was going to be not that great, like kind of like a boring action adventure, whatever movie. And it started off really strong, and I was really impressed, really excited. Like, hell yeah, dude, I can't wait. And it just tanked so hard from there. I don't know whether it's supposed to be a kids movie. I don't know who this is for. Why are the morals so incredibly shallow? Why is it literally just the most basic story of all time, told 1,000 times fold, about trust? It's just really basic, really simple, really one of the worst movies I've ever seen in terms of like logical consistencies. And I don't really care about that. Like, I don't really care about that to a decent extent when it comes to action movies, but at certain points they would try to keep it consistent, and then at other times they just wouldn't fucking care. It was just really weird. Like the type of shit where like they would shoot a cannonball at a ship, and then in the next scene the ship would be unharmed. Like crazy stuff like that, where it's like really inconsistent and really stupid. This movie was not good. I don't want to talk about it too much. I give it a 3.8 out of 10. Not great. What are you gonna do? It was something we threw on. It started off strong and then tanked in the second half, in my opinion. Next up, I watched Top Gun for the very first time. I've never seen the original Top Gun, okay? And hear me out, okay? I gave Top Gun a 6.2 out of 10. It's not bad. It has actually some amazing points, but it also has not aged well in a lot of ways. I'm gonna just read my top gun review before people crucify me, okay? 6.2 out of 10. If someone were to tell me that this was their favorite movie, I actually think it's a green flag. Having said that, Tom Cruise has no riz, and his on-screen romance with Kelly McGillis is one of the worst on-screen romances I've ever seen. There is a scene, I guess, not really a spoiler. There is a scene where he follows her into the bathroom, into the woman's restroom, after she tells him no at the bar. She rejects him at the bar, and he fucking follows her into the bathroom like I've never seen anything like it. That was the craziest. That he should have been locked up. That's the craziest I've ever fucking seen it. Holy fuck, dude. I almost lost my mind. Anyways, the romance and like his relationship with the girl is horrid. It's so poorly aged. It's so uncomfortable. Tom Cruise has no riz. I hate it. However, as the movie progresses and time passes, you quickly realize that it's actually, fuck the romance, it's a movie about the boys, okay? And all the action scenes and the dialogue with the boys are fantastic and weirdly nuanced characters for fucking, you know, action boys, right? The plot points and pacing are really good. They do a great job building each character and like actually building up their personalities. I can't really get into specifics because of spoilers, but I get why people like it. It's not super for me, but undeniably fun and a great watch with the boys. I think this is a great like boy hangout, you know, sleepover type movie type beat. Okay, that's my take. Next up, The House. Bro, this movie was shockingly fun. This is a underrated comedy that I had never seen. 2017's The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. A lot of people don't like this movie. I love the style of movie. I thought it was consistently fun. I thought the pacing was really good. I thought the chemistry of the cast was amazing. Nick Kroll is kind of such a fucking good, like, weird town villain. Nick Kroll kind of acts out of his mind in this movie for no reason. The whole project, I loved this movie. I thought it was so fun. It got an 8.7 out of 10, which is a really high score for, like, a comedy with no, like, moral lesson, you know? I think everybody who made this should be fucking proud. I think this is a great movie. If you want a comedy to throw on The House, dude. I really liked it. You might not like it as much as I did. It's dumb. It's a comedy. It's a, you know, a little memer, but I thought it was so fun. It was so fun, dude. Next up, on a similar vein, kind of like a dumb, fun comedy, but like not nearly as good in my opinion, but still had like some strong aspects. Neighbors 2. I've seen Neighbors 1. It was fine. I think Neighbors 2 was actually, I'm not sure if it was, they're close. I think Neighbors 1 is better. Neighbors 2 is interesting. It's kind of like gender swapped, where like Neighbors 1 is boy. It's Seth Rogen being like a dad, which is already funny. Seth Rogen being a dad, a new dad, and like they're trying to like raise a baby next to a frat house and how that sucks. And then Neighbors 2 is just them next to a sorority. It's like the same thing but gender swap, and it does actually have some interesting different things or whatever. But the first hour of the movie is pretty good. It's like five. It's like a 5. Like the first hour is like a 7 out of 10, maybe even like 7 point, something like that, you know, higher. The last half hour, the last half is so weak. It's so bad. It's all shitty dialogue, and it just, I really don't like, how do I phrase this? I don't like uncomfortable, weird, pressury college humor is the nicest way I can put it. I don't like that stuff. It's like it's a sore spot for me. I really don't like seeing men and women in college be weird to each other. That's the best way to put it. I don't like it. I hate that kind of humor, and unfortunately, sorority. It was good for like the first bit, but it leans into that in like the last 30 minutes for some reason, and I was not a fan. I thought it was fine. I gave it a 6.2. I might even lower that to, like, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it probably should be like a 5.8 or a 5.6. I think the ending is good. The ending is good, and it kind of like loops around. It completes a lot of story arcs. There's actually a lot of really cool completed story arcs, and I actually do feel like they really cared about the people that made this movie. Really did care about it. I don't know why. I just feel like the quality, and I feel like there's like a chase scene at one point. I think it's pretty well done. Like the camera work is fun, and I think it's a fun movie. There's some really funny parts and not a lot of like roll your eyes parts, in my opinion. So Neighbors 2, I would give it a 5.8 out of 10. That's the final MOVIETROUSKI take of the night. I'll see you guys with more MOVIETROUSKI takes in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Poggies. And on that terrible joke, I think it's a perfect place to go ahead and call it. I'm going to go export the stream recap, get that made, and go load up Megabonk as soon as I can. Holy shit, that game is addicting. Go have fun, guys. Have a good night. I will see you later. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Catch event tomorrow on Wednesday. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. Tons of good information there and resources during event season coming up. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, and Venmo donations make the difference, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy PokeMMO, and I'll see you later. Peace, Areno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.